Today we will analyze the Italian stage or the proscenium theater. We will examine this in detail because is the most common layout of the theater, and moreover that all the other kinds of theater have a small or a big part of the Italian stage because of the frontal view of the audience they have. Second, because this theater has the most interesting machinery from all the other theaters in order to make all the performances. Also, to the future exercise that I want to see you, exercise that I will send you, you will using it. I want to use all this machinery to the case studies that you will create and you will inspire. Wow, wow, Reis, please mute your microphone, please. Okay. Now, the proscenium theater, or the Italian stage as we know it, it has many parts. The whole building. It is the proscenium arch. It is the stage, of course. It is the orchestra pit and the seating boxes and the balconies. We will see them in details. At first, the proscenium arch. It is all this thing here, which named is proscenium arch. In traditional Italian stage theater, the proscenium is the arch of a frame separating the stage from the auditorium. All this sits here, and it serves as a visual boundary between the performance and the audience. The proscenium arch typically frames the stage, providing a focal point for the audience attention and creating a sense of depth and perspective. This depth and perspective will examine today very much. Additionally, it is often serves as a support structure for curtains and other stage elements. Here is the curtains. The traditional theater, they have curtains in front of them in order to close between the parts of the performance and give the opportunity to the technician to change all the stage designing. Well, the stage where the performance takes place, and it is visible by the audience, especially in the center where the nobleman and the facility and the families was seated. This stage here was better. Also, the central balcony was better in order to view all the performance and all the details of the performance, and take, of course, the most significant emotion from the actor's action. The orchestra pit, right here, we will say a few words right now, and we will examine in a while more. The orchestra pit in traditional Italian stage theater is an area lower than the stage, located in front of the stage and below the main level of the audience seating. It is typically situated between the stage and the first row of seats. The orchestra pit is designed to accommodate musicians who provide live music for the performance. The the previous centuries, the performances have live music. And when we say live music, we mean an orchestra, a big one with many members of the orchestra. Um, but in order to underline the emotions from the actor, it was different music for the love scenes or for the battle scenes. We will see this part of the theater in a while. We will make a parenthesis now to speak and underline about an important meaning of the Italian stage and for the painting in general. Please, I want you to concentrate now more than other times, and because the meaning of perspective and the vanishing point, it is very, but very important. Now, in Italian stage theater, the term of perspective typically refers to the use of perspective techniques in stage design and set construction to create the illusion of the depth and the distance of a flat surface. Why I say flat surface? Because as we can see right now, and if we sitting in the front of the in the central of the audience of the sitting area, we can see very, very good left and right. And if an actor is in front near to the proscenium arch and move from left to right, we will see him very, very good. But if somebody is to the depth, we cannot see them. That's why we use the perspective, the perspective meaning and the perspective technique in order to make depth and to give the distance for the audience. In perspective scenery, lines converge towards a vanishing point. Be careful with this. Vanishing point means to the picture that we have right now, the vanishing point is one, just this where I have my cursor. Well, this means that the view of the audience, of the spectator, wants to leave, wants to escape from this point. That's why we name it vanishing point. It's very common meaning in paintings. It is, well, this vanishing point exists on the horizon. When I say horizon on the stage, it is this imaginative line right here. So, sorry. On the horizon, the way objects appear to recede into the distance in real life. This creates the illusion of depth and three-dimensionality on the stage, allowing designers to represent architectural spaces, landscapes, and many other environments. Italian Renaissance artists and architects, such as Filippo Brunelleschi and Leon Battista Alberti, very famous architects that they built many theaters of that time, played a key role in developing the principles of linear perspective, which were later adapted for the use in the theater design. Perspective scenery became particularly prominent in the staging of elaborate theatrical spectacles during the Baroque period, with theaters establish sophisticated techniques to create grand and realistic stage design. Perspective in Italian stage theater encompasses not only the physical construction of the set, but also the arrangement of the actors and props and the action within the stage space to create visually compelling compositions. By utilizing perspective effectiveness, theater designers can enhance the dramatic impact of performances, immerse audience in the world of the play, in the atmosphere of the performance, and evoke the sense of realism and depth that enriches the theatrical experience. So it is not a technical meaning, the perspective and the vanishing point. It is actual meaning, affects the actors and actresses and all the other elements of the theater. Well, many of you, I guess, okay, I know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about and how it works, because many of you have experience from painting. But also, I guess that the perspective techniques is not very familiar to many other of you. That's why we will see a short video what perspective means practically. It is necessary for anybody who wants to work as a stage designer to know the perspective techniques and the rules of this and use it. If she wants to draw a model of a stage designing in Italian stage and not only, I will send you probably today or tomorrow an exercise about this, the meaning of the perspective and vanishing point. Now, let's look this video, which is very analytic.
General drawing, you really don't need that much knowledge on it. So just let me show you the basic stuff that, everyone should probably know a little bit on perspective. So with perspective, you always start out with a horizon line, okay? So I'm just gonna start, this is what they call the horizon line. And basically this is your kind of your eye level. Like if you look really far away, this is kind of like what you see at your eye level.
Okay.
It's kind of like looking out into the ocean, right? You see the horizon line. So with this horizon line, I'm going to start out with a 1-point perspective. So this is the most simple.
This is the vanishing point.
Simple perspective that you can get. So it's just 1 point. So
and this line, the horizontal line, is the horizon
line. And then if you create these lines like this,
sorry, teacher.
Now you're getting perspective coming from this.
Yes, sorry, excuse me.
So with these lines, let's say you want to.
I can see two screens. Is it possible to see the full screen?
The full screen? You don't see the full screen?
No, I see two screens. Like one.
Me too.
Like one where there's notes and one where there's the PPT.
Okay, I stop sharing and I will see what is this and why it is. Okay. Now?
Yeah. Now I can only see one screen. Yeah, thank you.
One screen. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, let's continue.
Just draw like a box. So with these perspective lines, you can actually do, let's just say something like this. Okay, and all these lines right here will be parallel to the horizon. So there's only really all the perspective line is
this
going
cube
in one direction.
That he make right now, it is one.
So all these lines are parallel,
according to one vanishing point.
Right? So it's perpendicular to the horizon. So this is what they call 1-point perspective. And if you want to visualize this box, let's say a little bit better, very useful. I'm going to draw the back of this. So these lines will be connecting all the way to that point. So this would be the back of the box. And why am I drawing this back of the box? Because it's, in drawing in general, it's always good to be able to visualize things behind. So that's why I'm just kind of drawing this just for the heck of it. Okay, so this would be a 1-point perspective. So this is the most basic form, and let's move on to 2-point perspective. So let's see, I'm gonna draw the horizon line again. Okay, so with 2-point perspective,
now he will make
2 points. So instead of 1, I'm gonna have
the
2.
same cube
Okay,
with
so let's
2
just connect these lines a
vanishing
little bit,
points.
just draw some guidelines. Okay, I'm gonna do another one here. And what this gives you, it's it's kind of like a 3-dimensional grid now, right? Like instead of just parallel
Please
lines,
note
we actually
the
have, 2
differences
perspective
to the
lines.
cube
So let's
he
say you wanna do a
will
box, and I'm just
sketch
gonna
right now.
Take one of these lines, for example. So let's draw like a smaller one since we're here. So let's say this would be the top of the box. It's a little bit smaller. Now these lines are still vertical, okay? So these are still perpendicular to the horizon. So I'm just gonna, let's make this as the base of the box. And then let's connect this. Okay, so with 2-point perspective, now what you're getting is it's a little bit more realism, and there's a little bit of warping, right? Because this is kind of a very wide angle, because the vanishing points here are fairly close together, so you're gonna get like a very wide angle. So this thing almost looks like it's being distorted. Okay, so let's say we're gonna draw the back of this. Well, actually the back is gonna be, this is still vertical. Okay, so this would be your 2-point perspective compared to this.
So the difference is obvious.
So you see how simple this is compared to this, right? But this one feels a lot more, just 3-dimensional in general. All right, so let's add one more, and this is what they call a 3-point perspective, and it's actually not that useful for general purpose drawing because it's a little bit too complicated. So just let me go over it real quick. So here's 2 points, right? 2 vanishing points right here. So we have these grid lines. Let's just make a couple of lines where we can see. And I'm just kind of going over this just so I can show you, so you have a little bit of knowledge on 3-point perspectives. I don't really use this as much at all. All right, so with 3-point, there's got to be another point, and I'm going to put it right at the bottom here.
Now there is 3
So I'm going to make some lines here.
vanishing points.
And
you will see the differences.
Perspective would be good if you're doing like a bird's eye view. Maybe it's standing on top of a building or something. So let's just say I want to do a little box, and this would be the base. Okay, so let's just do this. I'm just going to use this. This is going to be the bottom. Well, actually, this could be the top. All right, let's do the top then. All right. So with 3-point perspective, here, let's say this is a rooftop, right? So this is 2 points. And then with 3-point, we got to add in this point here. So now we got to follow these lines. So instead of having a vertical, whereas we have in the 2-point perspective and 1 point, everything was vertical. This one's actually going to move down to the point here too. So these are going to give you these lines right here. Okay, and then let's just say the bottom is going to be here. So make a relatively flat cube. Okay, so we connect that. All right, and then here for the back, we can do, so this would be like this. This would be like this, and then this point here. Actually, this is a little bit off, sorry.
Well,
So
he made a small mistake, but never mind.
So if I had a ruler, I can probably, it'll be more accurate, but overall, it's close enough. So with 3-point perspective, now you get this very, dramatic perspective. But in general, we don't use this a lot because with drawing, this is a little bit too complicated. And seriously, if you want to do something like this, there are better ways to lay out this kind of perspective and actually, using 3D programs, it's a lot easier. So overall, so this will be a 1-point perspective.
Look the differences.
And this is very simple. When you're drawing, you probably want to make it a little bit more complicated than this. And two-point perspective.
Perspective
this is,
according
probably
to two vantage
perspective that you want
point.
to use when you're drawing, because it's just a lot more dynamic. When there's kind of multiple angles going on. And then three-point perspective.
And this is the third.
It's good to know, but generally we really don't use this much at all. All right, so to practice this kind of perspective, obviously when we're drawing,
Okay. Well, I have to confess that normally in the theater, especially to the Italian stage theater, you will have just one vanishing point to the center of the stage, depth to the center of the stage. And we will explain why, because the causes are not very simple. It's complicated. It is social and technical details that we have to mention. Okay, let's go forward
we generally
now.
don't put general drawing,
So the view of the performance at the Italian stage is frontal, holds significant social and cultural meaning. So now you can see where this is the horizon right here, and the perspective is these lines when my cursor follow, and all these buildings that you can see here, they constructed with different dimensions. Here, this one was taller, and this not very tall, and this shorter, and this shorter. And you will see in a while a scenery that here there is just a door, which is only 1.5 meters. It's impossible for somebody to pass from 1.5 meters. Let's go forward. The seating arrangement in traditional Italian theaters, like the frontal orientation of the stage, holds significant social and cultural meaning, contributing to the overall theatrical experience. We will insist in this kind of stage, and we will analyze it in details, because the frontal face and the position of them is the most important. This is because the audience of the theater wants always to see and understand the most of the things and the emotions from the face of the actor and their eyes. You have to know that of course, in this kind of theater, the most significant part of the body of the actor is the face, is the eyes, and what they say. On the contrary, the dance is the whole body of the dancers. Yes, of course. In the opera is the music and the voice of the singers there. In any theater, you will work thrust, circle theater, arena. Everybody prefer the frontal seat to see the actor faces. So here are some aspects of the social meaning of the seating at the Italian stage and why it is frontal. The hierarchy and the social status. So the architects, they know what audience will have to their theater buildings. The seating arrangement in traditional theater, Italian theater, often reflects social hierarchy and status. Historically, theaters would have different sections or tiers of sittings, with the most prestigious and expensive seat located closest to the stage, typically in front of the orchestra level, or in the front rows of the sitting area. These prime seats were reserved from the elite, the nobility, the most wealthy persons who could afford the higher ticket prices, of course, and they have the better status in the sociality of that time. As such, the frontal orientation of the seating reinforces the social stratification within the theater, with those in premium seats enjoying better views and closer, how can I say, proximity to the action of the stage. Now, we will see another video, and you will see now in practice what it means perspective.
Mathematical perspective, which was just discovered in those days, was applied.
You see now, it is this is the door, this is a street here, and the proscenium of this, it was something like here. This door here, if somebody count it, it was 1.5 meters.
In order to enlarge the theatrical illusion. This is Serlio's comic scene.
Well, it was a backdrop there, the scenery flats. As I told you, it was constructed with different measures and meters. This was tall, and this was more tall, but this side of the house, it was shorter. And the actor was this. They came from the depth and play in front of the audience to the proscenium.
A relatively large space behind the stage. The perspective was constructed from the seat of the monarch.
And here was the prince. Was the nobleman, the best man, the king probably of the city, of the country, in order to see straight away the performance from the best seat. This was the vanishing point. The vanishing point of the performances and the theaters. It's according to the king, to the prince, to the best citizen of the city.
Behind the 3 gates in the front scene and the 2 gates aside, a permanent so-called false perspective
here
is erected.
You can see a stage designing which has multiple vanishing points. This is another from the other side, from the left side of the center.
The rising and narrowing streets.
So they take care, of course, for the prince, for the king, but they take care from other, for the other noblemen and families there.
Impossible. Sabioneta is a typical court theatre. From the
Well, here you can see the king, the vanishing point,
theatre in Vicenza, however,
the
offers more perspective
orchestra
vistas.
pit
But this
and the
theatre
scene.
is founded by a literary society,
But also
of
after
which all
that,
members
they
are
can
regarded as
see
equals.
from the other position of the audience.
Mathematical perspective.
So the decorative elements, we will mention some things about the decorative elements, because it is beautiful, and we cannot find theaters like this right now building in nowadays. Well, the traditional Italian stage theatre are known for their elaborate and ornate decorative elements, which contributes to the overall ambience and grandeur of the space. Some common decorative elements found in traditional Italian stage theatre include, as I told you, the proscenium arts, often adorned with intricate carving, molding, and painting motifs. The proscenium arch frames the stage and serves, as I told you, as a focal point for the audience. The ceiling frescoes, up here, there, the best of the painters paint all these frescoes here, elaborate or painting on the ceiling depict scenes from mythology, from history, or allegorical themes. These ceilings decoration add to the sense of the grandeur and the elegance of the building, of the performances, and of course of the audience that came in the theater. You can see the box seats here, the box seats. The box seats, typically located on the side of the theater, are often decorated with ornate woodworks, plus upholstery, and sometimes even curtains or draperies, in order the nobleman who wants to make something, probably a love scene between him, between his girlfriend there, close the curtain and ignore the performance and make whatever he wants to do. He was a nobleman. He make whatever he wants. You can see here is the upper level of the boxes. Here it was for the drivers of the chariots of the noblemen, and the cars of the noblemen, the servants, and all the other people that accompanied the noblemen. At the same time, the nobleman sits down there or to their private boxes. The chandeliers and lighted fixtures. Opulent chandeliers and lighting fixtures adorn the auditorium, providing both functional illumination and decorative beauty. These fixtures are often made of crystal glass, the best quality, or intricately designed metal works, very beautiful, and it was a piece of art, all of them. Wall decoration. Walls may feature decorative plasterworks, pilaster columns, or niches with sculptures or busts. Intricate wallpaper or fabric covering may also be used to enhance the overall aesthetic. Stage carting. The stage carting, I told you this, I mean this, it was also known as a grand drapé or main carton, is often made of luxurious material such as velvet and other material of fabrics. The flooring down there to the corridors of a traditional Italian stage theaters may feature intricate mosaic patterns, ornate carpets, or polished wood surface, and many more. It was statues and sculptures, both freestanding and integrate into architectural element, may adorn various areas of the theater, such as the lobby, the staircases, and the foyer outside of the main hall of the theater, to the entrance, for example. If you want to make a Google, and if you want to see the theater of Palermo, for example, it is very beautiful. From the stairs outside, there are two big, beautiful lions, and to go inside to the foyer, and after that to the main hall, which is something like this. Well, the back areas that we will examine in details to the next lesson concerning the machinery and the tools that this theater offers. The stage designer offers to the stage designer and to the theater director and to the technician as well, is very complicated and, well, a piece of art also. Well, the proscenium arts, we already mentioned about that. It was, well, an important part of the theater, architecture all over the world, including Italy. What is the proscenium arts? The proscenium arts is the big, a part of this that we mentioned before, okay? We will mention this one, this part of the stage. Is big, often ornate, that frames the stage opening. It does a lot of things, like separating the stage from the seating area, framing what's happening on the stage. It has tapisseries like this to close the rest of the stage, where there were many preparation about the scenery, about the props, about the actors, and many more. The proscenium arts has roots in Greek and Roman theater. You will remember the orchestra. Well, it is an extension of an orchestra in we analyzed to the previous meeting. And the Roman theater, of course, it has something like this. And this image that we have on the screens right now, it is also the orchestra pit. Well, when the orchestra is not necessary, they can cover this in order to give more space to the actors in order to play. The proscenium arts' main job is to enhance the view, but it can also affect the sound. The arts helps direct the sound towards the seating area from the audience, making sure that the voice of the actors and other sounds are heard clearly throughout the theater. Now, the orchestra pit. Well, the orchestra pit, the stage. The stage is typically elevated above the seating area and is where performances take place, of course. It may vary in size and shape depending on the theater's capacity and intended use. The stage is a central component of any theater space and serves as the primary area where performance unfolds. The design and the layout of the stage take into account practical considerations such as sidelines, the acoustic, lighting, and backspace space access. These factors influence the overall effectiveness of the performances and the comfort and the safety of both performance and audience member. The size and the shape of the stage can vary significantly depending on the theater's capacity, architectural design, and intended use. Yes, indeed, there are small theaters with Italian stage, of course, with less audience seats, and of course, the stage accordingly is smaller. Well, larger theaters may have expensive stages capable of accommodating elaborate sets and large casts, while smaller venues may have more intimate stages suited for chambers performances or experimental theater performances. The stage is a dynamic and versatile space that serves as the focal point of theatrical productions, providing a platform for actors, directors, designers, and other creative collaborators to bring performances to life. Its design and configuration can significantly impact the audience experience and the artistic vision of the production. The orchestra pit now. There is often an orchestra pit, as I mentioned before, to this kind of theater. Especially in opera houses, there is often, well, the orchestra is necessary, of course. There is often an orchestra pit located between the stage and the audience sitting area. This pit is second to accommodate the musician who provide live accompaniment during the performances. The orchestra pit is an important part of traditional theaters, especially the opera houses and the theaters that put on musicals for nowadays. But that time, as I mentioned before, also the theater performances needs to have orchestra, live orchestra on the stage. During theatrical production, the orchestra pit's main job is to provide a place for musicians to play live music. By putting the orchestra below the stage level and in front of the sitting area for the audience, the pit makes sure that the music comes directly and clearly to the audience, making the experience more immersive. The orchestra pit is usually found between the stage and the sitting area for the crowd in all theaters. You can hide some of the musicians from the crowd while still being able to hear them because it is sunk below the stage level. In all theaters, the orchestra pit are different sizes and shapes based on the theater's architecture, the number of the seats it has, and the needs of the musician performances. Some pits are small and cozy, big enough for a full symphony orchestra, and some are medium size and roomy enough for the chamber orchestra or group. The shape of the orchestra pit is very important for making sure that the theater has good acoustic. This is very important, the good acoustic of this theater. And all of them, they have very good acoustics. And they have hide under the orchestra pit huge ceramic pots this is a secret of this theater. Huge ceramic pots with little water or oil in there in order to have the sound to go in and circulate through all these elements and go to the audience in a very beautiful, very good quality, and all the instrument of the orchestra to be able to hear by the audience. So the musicians in the pit are close to the stage and the crowd, which helps to spread the sound well and evenly throughout the theater, giving viewers a rich and immersive sound experience. The orchestra pit main job is to make sure that the sound is great. But the venues also think about how easy it is for the musician to see what is going on the stage, because they have, especially the leader of the orchestra can see the actors here when they play their scenes and say their texts, and they manipulate the orchestra accordingly. But as a part of their cultural history and architectural legacy, many historic theatres work hard to keep their original orchestra pits in a good shape in order to use them and in nowadays. In general, the orchestra pits is an important part of old theaters because it improvises the musical and theatrical experience by being a dynamic link between the actors, the music, and the audience in the rich tapestry of live performance art. Let's see right now another video here that you will make through the screen a tour in the orchestra pit. You can see now that the leader of the orchestra can see the stage very well and manipulate the orchestra and the music accordingly. Good. Okay, let's continue. So the seating area and the audience area is, in all theaters, is an integral component of the theater's design and plays a significant role in shaping the overall theatrical experience. Italian theaters traditionally have a shape as a horseshoe seating arrangement with tiers of seats carving around the stage in a semicircular or elliptical pattern. This design allows for excellent sign lines and acoustic, ensuring that the audience members have a good view and can hear the performance clearly. In all theaters, the seating audience area is often designed with a careful attention to sign lines, to the acoustic, and overall comfort. The seating may be arranged in multiple tiers or levels with balconies, galleries, and boxes overlooking the stage. The layout is often horseshoe, as I mentioned before, allowing for the excellent view of the stage as with the big part of the audience. The boxes and the balconies, let's say some words about that. All the Italian and central, you can see here the decoration of this theater. I don't remember where it is, but it is Italian, of course. Well, with this the Central Europe Theatre have tiers or boxes and balconies along the side and the rear of the auditorium. These provide additionally seating options and are often adorned with decorative elements such as ornate railing and curtains. You can see the paintings and everything. Other decorative elements. The Italian theatre are known for their ornate and decorative interiors with features such elaborate frescoes and indicate chandeliers. These decorative elements enhance the beauty and the grandioso things of the theatre and contribute to overall ambience of the performances. All theaters are known for their opulent and ornate decorative elements, reflective the rich cultural heritage of theatrical performance. And the backstage. Backstage. Well, it's the main place that the stage designer will create her inspiration. Behind the stage, well, there is typically a backstage area where performers prepare for their roles and where the sets and the props are and the costumes. These areas may also include dressing rooms, rehearsal spaces, and other facilities to support the production process. People who work behind the scene in all theater use a backstage area to get ready for their parts, store props, scenery, and handle the technical side of the show. Backstage usually has rooms for the actors and the performers to get ready for their parts. The size and of these rooms can vary. For example, bigger theaters often have more than one dressing room for different shows or groups. The green rooms are private places where performers can hang out with other artists. They are quiet places where actors can get away from the noise and house of the stage and focus and concentrate there. The backstage area usually has a wardrobe or costume area where costumes are kept, fixed, and brought out for the shows. There may be sewing machines, fitting rooms, costume racks, and shelves for storing or the props and the extras of the area, the accessories, of course, hats, belts, and armory, many. Backstage has places to store the production's props, the set pieces and scenery elements. Props are carefully arranged and labeled so that they are easy to find during shows. Bigger set pieces can be stored on wheels or in a designated storage area for scenery. Backstage is where the stage manager and the technical team in charge of running the show work together. In places for stage manager, there may be prompt desks, communication systems, and control booths where stage manager watch the show and tell technical parts like lighting, sound, and special effect what to do. There is a lot of technical equipment backstage, especially to the Italian stage, to help with the show. This includes sound system, lighting instruments, setup gears, and stage machinery. We have to have in our minds that all these stages and the machinery built it before the electricity. When the electricity came to the civilization of the people, well, many of them cancelled, but they want to make all the illusions of a performance with a mechanical way of use. It is a piece of art of the people and the technician minds and the inspiration, how they create the wind, for example, or the thunders, or all this. We will see many of them to the next meeting. Well, actors here to the backstage can practice and get ready for the shows. In some old theaters that have rehearsal spaces or rooms right next to the backstage area. In general, the area behind all theater is a busy hub of activity where the magic of live theater happens behind the scenes. It is an important and changing part of going to the theater because it provides an infrastructure and support system that shows needs to run smoothly. The flying systems, trapdoors, end lifts, turntables, and revolves, stage lighting, sound systems, stage machinery, and many other is established here. All theaters have a lot of technical systems and tools that are used behind the scenes to make sure that production ran smoothly, as I told you before. These parts are very important for switching between scenes, managing lightings and sound effects, and other technical parts of the show. For example, in this picture here, there are some windows. These windows are props, are scenery for some performance. And they hang from flying systems that came up and down with ropes from the backstage with the technicians. And in a second, these flying systems come down and change all the environment of the performance. Stage lighting and sound system, they are hiding there. Light projectors, like you can see in this image, and the sound system, the sound loudspeakers you can see in this image, includes lighting control and equipment used to illuminate the stage and create atmospheric effect during the performance. This may include spotlights, floodlights, color gels, and many other things that we analyze it to the lighting designing workshop that we have every Thursday. The sound system also, sound system and equipments are used to amplify and control audio elements such as music, dialogue, and sound effects during the performance. These may include microphones, speakers, amplifiers, mixing console, and playback devices for pre-recorded audio cues. When we say cue, we mean that it is the time point that something is happening. For example, if we have a CD player that must play a music, the cue is the time point that the actor, for example, says something very like a signal to the technician of the sound in order to push the button, and this is the cue, as we say in the theatrical language. So all these things that you can see now to the image, it is, of course, contemporary. And sound effects of the old time, before the electricity, it was with mechanical medias. Now, here is very important a video that you can see how you can make a simple sketch for your stage designing that you will inspire. Look at this.
Hello, my name is Mr. Sedemont, and this will be a quick stage drawing. I will be using a felt tip pen with a ruler for this, but you could probably use a pencil and eraser.
Yes, you need a rule, you need a pencil, and the paper, of course.
Rectangle in the back of, or centered in the paper, using the ruler. And this will serve as the backdrop, so the back of the stage where you will put the logo.
You see, the first thing that he made, it is the vanishing point.
From the lower corners of
and now he made all the stage
as straight as possible. That serves
according
as
to
the floor of the
this.
stage. So that's where all your band members will be playing. Then we have the height of the stage here. So I'm drawing lines down that will disappear into the audience. And then we will draw the structure that holds up the speakers, the lighting effects, and other miscellaneous parts that we may need. So there's the two lines, parallel lines for the structure, and then going to draw the other front bar of the structure there to make sure they're parallel. And then now from the top corners to the vanishing point, we'll draw outward to the structure to connect for another structural beam that will hold up the backdrop. So we're assuming the backdrop is made out of some sort of canvas or cloth, like a curtain, and that you can put the logo on, and it has to hang somewhere. So it's hanging from these back, or these sidebars that would, we assume, go to the back as well. All right, you notice I left a space at the last line. There are 3 lines there. The top two are for the side, and that third one is for the bottom. And now I will connect from that, so you see the sidebars of those front beams there, and connect that one. And then, of course, we have a crossbar or beam that will support the lighting. And if you wanted to add laser lights or other things, you can. I just put can lights in, and then there's the bottom. Next, I will draw some X's, and this is just a really rough drawing. I'm not going to draw the X's all throughout the bars. That would take forever, and you'd probably fall asleep. But I'm going to, everywhere those 2 little points come together, you would connect those to the vanishing point, and that will give you a definite 3D illusion that
you can see how
bar, and then draw
she probably made this small elements, lines here according to the vanishing point.
Reinforcing some of those X's. Alright, so I won't go any further with the X's. Maybe on the top later, but now I'm drawing the back of the lights.
The lights
start off as circles in the back, and if you think of like a coffee can shape, that's why they're called can lights. They have
the stage, the sitting
but I'll leave those
area,
and work on the audience. I'm just drawing some random arms and tops of heads with funky hair every once in a while. That's the first row of the audience, and then I will start on the drum set.
And
There's
here,
the bass drum.
she made just an element. It is drums of an orchestra.
And then we'll put some floor toms in just behind the
whole
bass
bed
drum.
there.
So 2 of those. There's the second one on the left. And then we have a crash cymbal. We'll shade the bottom of the crash cymbal there. It has a tripod stand. And then we have a hi-hat cymbal. Provides a different sound off to the left side there. And of course, you can't forget the cowbell. There's a small cowbell right above that rack-mounted tom on the left. And then a band logo usually goes on the bass drum. And next, I will do another row of audience. I'm kind of skipping around here, just makes it interesting, for me at least. So I have some random hands, random hair, more tops of heads. You can add all kinds of funny hats or whatever. People, you know, crowd surfing. And then you can have, you know, there's a person with a camera. You can have people with little lighters or whatever you want to do to make the audience look like they're really having a good time or going crazy. All right, so 3 rows audience. I could go back and shade those later, but I won't. It's just a quick pen drawing. Now I'm going to just reinforce some of those drawings of the components of the drum and draw the drummer's head and hand. And I like to draw multiple hands and crash like comic-y looking explosions, like the drummer is just going crazy on drums. So you see multiple hands, like when you take a photo and it's in motion. And then also drawing the path to each hand. And it's hard to see in this video, but there's a circle, several circles connected by like wind lines. So it looks like the drummer's going fast. Now we lost footage here. My camera messed up. So I drew the bassist on the right there. That's under my hand. And now I'm going to focus on the lead singer. And I like to draw the lead singer really intense, just like the drummer. So in this case, the lead singer will be on hands and knees, screaming into the microphone. So I'm drawing the microphone and the arm, and then now the singer's back, and then his knees tucked under his body, and then his other arm bracing himself on the stage. So the singer is really intense. Alright, now I will draw a keyboardist. So this is just an interesting band. It has a bassist, a keyboardist, a drummer, and a singer.
You see,
hey, it might work.
he
So we
take
have
care
a keyboard connecting to the vanishing point.
to the vanishing point
You see those 3
in
lines
order
there,
to
2
make
across there, and
a,
some support
a sketch
bars for
of the
keyboard
stage
stand.
to
Notice the 4
give
circles.
to the director
And I'm going to use my
in
red
order
line
to
connect to the bottom
build
of
the stage designing
to the
for a
vanishing point.
performance that can
So
be
those 2 parallel lines
like
represent
this.
the bars that hold up the keyboard at waist level for the player. And then we'll do 2 crossbars, just how keyboard stands look. And then, of course, the keys on the keyboard. So a series of little lines that go toward the vanishing point, and then the keyboardist will have the head and then the hands, and that'll tell me the posture of the body. So we can have like kind of a, they're intensely looking down.
He sketches an
There's
orchestra
some feet behind there and pants.
of an electric
drawing two
piano
bars.
and guitar
All right,
and
next we have to have monitors.
drums
Monitors are speakers that provide
system
feedback to
there.
the band. So if the singer is singing out of tune, the speakers,
The
monitors
monitors
face toward the band and let the speaker and
the singer in
and the band members know that they're
the
singing.
middle,
Sometimes
in
in an arena or in a concert
the
hall,
center of the
it's too loud,
stage.
so those help the band play in tune. Okay, now the fun part, the lights. I'm going to decide on which light faces what member of the band. So in this case, the bassist will be illuminated by that light. I like to make the lights
The
cross,
lighting.
which makes it more interesting when it gets to coloring. And in my other video that I will post soon, I have a more detailed explanation and a video on how to color the lights and make it fun.
We have to notice now
I just drew the
that
lights to the drummer. And the lead singer will get a light there.
the head, for example,
the beams of the light
of the drummer
and then
here
the bassist gets another light right above.
is pretty smaller than the singer here, which is in front of us. It's more clear, more near to the audience. And the pianist here, his head is smaller than the singer's, but bigger than
Okay, now I'm adding some
the drummers.
components that hold the lights.
It is because of the perspective.
And then a couple more lights.
That's why I insist on this,
the drummer will get 2 lights.
that you have to
And then the
understand.
keyboardist off to the side will get a light.
And there are many
So light starts off narrow and then widens out to encompass
YouTube videos
some
in
speakers.
YouTube where you can see them in order to understand
You can draw
and to try, please, to try
the little woofer
to make
speaker.
sketches like this.
Draw the structure back to the vanishing point. There's the side of it. I shaded that in. And
the
we have another
loudspeakers.
speaker on the left side. Now these are, for this band to be so intense and only have 2 speakers, it's a great disservice. Usually there'd be a stack of speakers, but just because of time, I am just showing you how to draw a couple. So there are the 2 speakers, and going to draw some pyrotechnics, some sparks in the background. So there's some shooting up flames that are flanking the drummer. And what's nice, it's cool about fun about drawing a band is you can get pretty crazy and confusing with everything. And then when you start coloring it, it should look like some organized chaos, because it should be visually interesting as well as musically, so giving the audience a interesting experience. Alright, so just a couple more little details on the crossbeam, just to remind the viewers that this is a very strong structure. And then drawing a couple lines from the bottom, and you may not see this in the video, I can barely see it on this version here. Just a couple lines leading toward the vanishing point to show some depth. And that is pretty much it. So thanks for watching.
Okay. What is
I
this?
think of a set design as being
This
really,
is a famous stage designer, and you will hear here to speak and to explain what, for her opinion, but it is very for everybody, what is a stage designer and how it works. Listen to her.
an envelope for the whole production. My
Her name is Mimi Lian.
and I'm a set designer. I create environments
works in
for
London.
live performance, from very small theaters to pretty large theaters and large outdoor installations. I'm really interested in creating a spatial experience for the audience that is a part of this event that you're participating in. When I was a student studying architecture, we kind of thought of the experience of walking through a building as a series of theatrical events. When I discovered that set design existed as something that
So
one could do,
she works
so
with
excited because it felt like
the
it was
pencil
exactly the way
and
that
the
I
computer,
wanted to
of
think about
course.
space, but it was actually kind of fictional architecture. An example of that would be Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812.
This is a music hall
which
that
is based on
she
War and Peace. It's as if
make
you're
all
in
the
a
concept, all the
crowded Russian
layout
supper
of the
club. I find that I think most intuitively
place.
with my
And
hands,
here is
actually, and it's in the model building process that I really
her office,
do all of my work. And I find that when I'm
where
kind
she
of speaking
built
with my hands,
a 3D model of the stage. Well, as an extension of the sketch that the stage designer can make, he present to the stage director, to the performance director, a 3D model, which is with paper or balsas, other material that he make in order that the theater director to know where to put an actor, how can make all the traffic on the stage, where the actor will sit, will play, will hide, and everything, all the thing. It is necessary for them to know beforehand, before the technician take all the material in order to make something schedule and to organize their inspiration.
Instead of thinking too cerebrally is often the results are most satisfying to me. The great thing about being a set designer is I feel like I have a laboratory for creating spaces that dictate human behavior. When I started working on an octoroon, much of the play is set on a plantation. We had the feeling that we didn't want the audience to be able to sit at a distance from it. We sort of wanted the audience to feel like this. They couldn't be complacent. The prologue is sort of on an empty stage, and then the next scene that happens, we basically cut to a plantation in the 19th century. The solution I ended up with was that what we thought to be the back wall of the theater actually falls towards the audience, lands about 3 feet from the feet of the front row, and boom, we're in a plantation which is represented by a sea of cotton balls. My husband and I decided to start Jack, a performance space in Brooklyn, where experimental performance could happen, pushing the boundaries a little bit more. When I think about how the MacArthur Fellowship is going to propel my work forward, I've been kind of waiting for a moment where
this is a small theater,
and I feel like this is going to
you make this
possible. It's just an amazing
construction
amount
to
of
the
faith and confidence, that's been placed
to the
in my
walls.
hands. And I never imagined that being a
I don't know what play is this. What?
That this could happen.
Something contemporary, I think. So that's all for today about I'm stop sharing now. Okay. Now we will start to make things, and I want you to participate actively. Because yes, you can learn many things and to have knowledge from what I'm saying, but you will get many more things if you try to sketch something or to inspire something with what exercise I will send you. And I will start to exercise, to send you some exercises and case studies to make in order, step by step, to get some experience from what I'm saying, but also what you will design and you will try. The most well-known behavior of somebody who see and this performance is not to make anything and not to make refuse to send anything to me. Okay, if you want, don't do that. But you will not learn too much, and this workshops is for professionals and for future professionals. So the things that you will build, the things that you will sketch, the things that you will inspire will give me many motives in order to discuss and to make your experience more fruitful. As you can see, today the participants is 24 only. We start with a registration of 88, and to the first lesson we have, if I remember well, 42. To the third lesson we have 24. Never mind, The 24 is the people that are interesting more than the others. So as I will, I'm speaking to professionals or to the future professionals. I say things that it is for professionals, very detailed with technical stuffs, and I will provide in techniques that you can build sceneries, and after a while, after some lessons. But I really insist to try to make things with your own hands, with a pencil and a paper. And you don't think if it is good or it is bad. Yes, I know you are not Leonardo da Vinci's. Yes, of course. But I'm not speaking to painters. I'm speaking to people that will, in a while, in the future, will make things with materials, with a piece of wood, with a fabric, with whatever. So don't be shy to make any schedule, any sketch you want, even it is ugly, even it is not good, even it is. Try to do this. If you take some a ruler or a paper and a pencil, you will make your hands more skilled if you want, and you step by step you will make better things, and you will achieve to realize your imagination. Because as I told you to the first lesson, the stage designer is not a technician, is an artist. So she made whatever he makes with imagination, with inspiration, with creativity, and with technical skills, of course. All these things are combined in order to make a stage designing. So don't be shy and make your sketches. Do you have anything to ask, to comment, for today workshop?
Yes, teacher. I wanted to ask.
My name is Nicholas. You can say Nicholas, not
Nicholas.
teacher. Come on, teacher. Yeah.
Okay, Nicholas.
Yes.
Nicholas or just Nicholas?
Yes. Thank you.
I wanted to ask the last stage designer that you showed us. Can I know her name? I didn't get her name.
Well, just a moment. I will tell you.
Please.
Yes, it is. Sorry. I didn't hear you. I didn't show you this. And it's very good. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You will see a small video from Jane Eyre from National Theatre of, this is
being really
Mia.
an envelope for the whole production.
Mimi Lien, yes, set designer.
My name is Mimi Lien.
Mimi Lien.
I'm a set designer.
So see now the a performance of Jane Eyre, well, a small part of this, which is very related to the stage designing. Look at this. You will see the stage designer of Jane Eyre and also the director speaking.
When you go and see a show, or
this is the stage designer, Michael Vale.
For everything you see in front of you. But the basic structure of the set, he's worked
from the
with
rehearsals.
the director beforehand to produce. In this case, there was no original script, so I went away and read Jane Eyre. Then I meet with Sally and we talk about what we think it's about. She has some ideas, I have some ideas, then I go away again and I build those ideas up, sometimes starting with sketches and then building a model. So the important thing is when the director and designer are working together is that at a certain point, just conversation about what you think somebody's going to look like is not very useful. You have to physically produce something. You kind of want to provide the director and the cast with a playground. So you kind of, that's why it's wooden. That kind of, if the set is a kind of light wood, that just felt kind of right for it. So I thought, well, we'll make everything out of that. And then we started to make different areas and go, well,
now I think it's rehearsal again, but more.
I wanted a set that was going
this is the director, Sally
allow
Coxon.
the actors to look as though they were working really hard, to show Jane's sort of struggle, if you like. You know, she has to go through so much during the story, and I wanted to kind of manifest that somehow in the design.
Sally likes shows to be very physical, so a lot of what a person's feeling and the story and the emotion is reflected in what they do physically.
One of the ladders they nicknamed the ladder of death because it is vertical, and climbing up a vertical ladder onto a very high platform, especially when you're in a corset and a petticoat and another skirt on top, is really difficult. And they scurry up and down it and make it look very easy, but it's not. It's really tricky and very, very hard physically, but that was an important part of it. The window sequences, which are a key part of our adaptation. She just desires experience, life experience. She wants to get out into the world.
No, I want to insist in this in this moment. Sorry.
A key
where, yes, here the stage director, the theater director wants, she has a scene where the Jane Eyre opened the window of this palace, of this house of her boss. And you can see how he made with these two things that made all the scene, and it is beautiful without to build a house in front and the window to open it with curtains and everything. Well, it is more minimal than the other. This is inspiration. This is inspiration.
Life experience. She wants
and you see, when the window,
adaptation.
When the window open, the wind start to blow behind her, and two other actresses make all this sense that the wind is blow.
That frustration comes from her looking out of that window and seeing the possibilities, and that's why we put those window moments in. Thornfield is almost a character in itself, and lighting was important in that. I remember in rehearsals we were trying to think about, you know, how do we show Jane's delight and curiosity when she gets to Thornfield, and all those chapters when she, as a sort of solitary figure in the house, explores the different areas of Thornfield on her own. And I wanted to sort of really pique the imagination of the audience. It took quite a long time before we came.
Now is the performance.
Handheld lights. So Aideen brought in some handheld lights because I said I'd like to try.
Well, in these
like
performances,
just using light
they mentioned they decided not to have light projectors but torches like this, and all the performance was like this with these torches. Other actors light the main actor that play the time.
create the atmosphere of Thornfield, and she brought in these handheld lights, and I asked the actors to just start playing around with them, and it suddenly worked, and that's how we came up with the, you know, creating the inside of Thornfield.
And finish. So another technique that you can use, I try to convince you now to try to make your own schedules, your own sketches, your own proposals for the future meetings. Another technique is the collage. If you are not very if you're not very secure, you don't feel very secure to make something with a pencil, take an old magazine, an old newspaper, something, and cut a person, for example, a table, a building, something, and stack it, glue it on a paper in order to make your inspiration and your proposal for the stage design that I will send you. Well, any questions, any comments? Speak to me.
May I ask something?
Yes, Pano.
We just watched Mary Jane the live performance.
Right.
We saw that the actors used to hold torches to light their faces, but how is it possible for the viewers that are sitting in the back seats to see the actual stage and see the actors? I mean, light, it was not very intense, and
Well, I
we
don't have any experience about that. I didn't see this performance in order to give you a very straight and precise answer. But I think that as it is the National Theatre of London, they will manage to do that. They have all the medias, they have all the things in order to do to make all this visible and successful. I imagine that the theater director wants to give the to give the sense to the audience of that time where there's no electricity, there's no, everything was under the candles light, and this smell of the atmosphere. Well, I think something like this they want to achieve.
Okay, thank you.
I want to say something. I already
Yes,
see this kind of light in the theater in Capers, where
excuse me, I didn't hear you. Repeat it, please.
I already see a theater like this with candles in São Vicente, where the actress put the light in front of her. She moved. She put it
Yes,
out. Yes,
probably.
And it's very, very beautiful because it's you travel like to this space where the artist is, and this you imagine a lot of things because you see a lot of shadows also, and
Right.
it's beautiful. And sometimes it's really dark, and then they come back with another scene. They change and they make the darkness. It's beautiful.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yes, Bertolt Brecht You have heard about that, I suppose. One of biggest German uh, director and playwright say that from the obstacles that we have and the things that we don't have in our hands, we made many beautiful things. Because I don't have lighting, I can make a very beautiful performance on based on candles or other uh, things. Yes, it is. Joanna, do you want to say something?
I'm looking forward for the exercises.
Yes. Okay, I will send you. I want to write it. I didn't have the time because today morning I was in Belgrade and I traveled and I came here before half an hour before the workshop starting. But I will send it to you. So the next time we have the Holy Week now. We have the Orthodox Easter, but I will be able to make the next. I'm speaking about the Christians now who wants to celebrate the Easter, and well, the Orthodox Easter Christians. But I want to not to cancel next. Next meeting, which will be next Monday, the second day of Easter. But I want not to cancel it. I will be able to meet you. We will agree, especially the Greeks.
Yes, it's okay by me.
Okay, okay. We will meet next Monday. I will send you, and I want to have your proposals about the exercises that I will send you. But I will try. I will try to intrigue your imagination and to be the exercise to be provocative for your imagination, not only technical things. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
One question, we have class on the Wednesday,
Yes, Andrea.
1 May.
Sorry?
1 May we have class. We have custom design class first this Wednesday.
Yes, I think so. I think so, yes. If you don't, you will have a message.
Because it's holiday, I just want to organize.
Well, it's a holiday, but our workshops are holiday also. It's celebration.
I want the class, but I have
Yes,
to know.
okay.
To know.
Okay. Yes. Okay, probably the makeup design will not be because it is the Holy Saturday and everybody. And I told to the participants of the makeup design that we will not make next Saturday this workshop. But all the other, I think that we will realize it. And the light design also.
So in the Saturday 10, I cannot be in the class. I will see the
Right.
recorder.
Right.
May
Yes.
I ask something as well?
Yes.
I've been texting you the whole week, and I don't know if you took my pictures and my writings.
Excuse me, I didn't understand your. I cannot hear you very well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Excuse me,
I can
my
hear you,
throat
but
is-
I
my
lose
throat is a
something.
little bit. Yeah, I'm a little bit sick, and I
No,
can't.
no. It's not. It's my fault. It's not your.
Yeah, I texted you so many times this week. I sent you the previous assignment and my writings, and I don't know if they have been delivered to you? Because I didn't get any answer.
What did you send me something?
Yeah, I sent you 5 emails.
5 emails to where? No, I didn't get anything. Probably
Okay,
because I was in Belgrade and everything is going to the trash. I don't know. I didn't get anything.
I will check again and I will resend them.
Yes. Okay. I will give you my personal email. Well, just a moment, please. My personal email is this. Yes, is this. Please write it and make a CC, make a forward to this, and not only to the EU projects at theatrestudies.gr.
Okay, thank you.
Please, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Panos, but I didn't receive anything. Believe me.
Don't worry, Mr. Kamtsis, I'm gonna send them to you again.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Also, I wanted to say something.
Yeah.
I'm reading here in the chat that there are so many people that know more about theater and lighting and stagecraft. It could be a good idea for the next couple of meetings if we could, at the end of every session, to show some work and interact more with each other.
Yes. Yeah. I have not the opportunity to read the notes that you make here because I'm speaking all the time, and I can see now that just a moment, the orchestra pit we saw in the video looks very claustrophobic. Yeah, I hope the performance is comfortable. And thank you for today's lesson. Bojana Razarevic say this. Marina Apostolou say, but in smaller theaters, this is a very common technique. It is considered very artist. Yes, it is. I will use countless lights definitely in my performance. Thank for idea. Which this is Dragana Mitrovic. Yeah, okay. Yes, and probably Dragana, you can share it with us some photos. Even absolute dark while actors playing, say Marina Apostolo. I don't understand, Marina, what you want to say with this. Even absolute dark while actors playing. Yeah, send us a schedule for lesson for this week, please. Well, the time is that we will make the costume design workshop and the light designing workshop, Dragana, as you can see. But I cannot make a total schedule of all the lessons because I don't decide before. I make a research and on a subject, and every time I have new things to add. So I cannot say from the beginning that I will speak about that. Maybe I will speak about that, but in my research, I find many other things that it is significant to tell you. I will not put too long. I have examples if you want. Marina, are you here with us? Yes. Marina, please tell me what do you want to say? Come on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good evening to everybody. I mean that dark may be possible while actors playing. For example, I have already given to Panos an example. It's Alexandros Cohen direction, La Casa de Bernardo Alba in Argo Theater. For a few not moments, just for a while. It's too short. Don't believe that it's too long. this does not last too long. There is dark, and the actors are playing. We can hear their voices. This is the absolute dark, and it's the ambience that counts. So it is not impossible to play in total dark. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
And actually torches in small theaters are very, very common.
Yeah. Well, we have to
This is
take
what I mean, yes.
some security measures in this case, because in the theater we use too many fabrics, too many woods, and it's a little bit dangerous. But also I use many times this real thing. There are technical tricks that we can pretend that it is flames and fires and things like that, or water or whatever. But the real thing is always more interesting on the stage.
Yes, but we talk about black boxes actually, and
Yeah,
studios. No, okay.
I know. This performance of Bernardo
Not
Alba.
not Italian stages and stuff like that.
Yeah. It is to the basement of the Argo Theater. It's not to the main theater.
Yes. I mean Argo Studio downstairs.
Yeah,
The
downstairs.
Argo
Yes.
main theater.
Well, it is a black box. Yes.
Yes.
It is a black box.
Vault Theater. Okay. I live in Athens. I have examples.
Okay. Yeah.
To mention.
Well, now, Marina, give me the opportunity to say to you that you have to see theater. Too many theater. I don't know to what city you are now and you're living, and maybe to your city there is no theater right now, but there is too many to YouTube. And you can see very beautiful performances from great theater. I made it many times from London, from New York, from Paris, from Berlin, whatever.
Actually, I live in Athens.
Yeah, no, I'm not speaking about you, Marina. Yes, I understand that you live in Athens. Of course, if you saw Bernarda Alba in Argo Theater, you live in Athens, I know. But I say to the other friends here that they can see performances for free in with a simple computer from National Theatre in London, from Berlin, from everywhere. And you can see performances in order to enrich your imagination. You have to know that imagination and creativity is not something that born every day. It wants some motives. It wants some a push in order to imagine something good, something whatever for something. That's why you can see images in Pinterest, in Google, in YouTube, whenever you will use the inspiration of others in order to to inspire your own image, your own fantasy. Anybody else? I can see right now Mia Vunduk. You are where, Mia? Yeah, are you in Belgrade?
Yes, I am in Belgrade.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you want anything to say about the workshop?
I don't have any questions. I understood everything, but maybe I want to add to like ornaments in the theater. I want to add that I learned because I'm in I go to music school also, and we learned in acoustics that the ornaments are very good to in theaters because they the sound can reach to many rows, and
Right.
it's better for
Right.
not also for the looks.
Right. Also, Bojana Lazarevich is here, and she said me something very interesting.
Hello to everybody.
Hello, Bojana.
I hope
Are you in
hear me
Belgrade?
well. No, I am from Niš.
From Niš.
Yes.
Good. Good. And you sent me something that in a circle theater, which is
Yes.
very good.
Yes, my reference is to the ancient Greek theater,
Yeah.
but I also use for inspiration Star Trek Enterprise and Fifth Element. That's why it's have modular stages.
Okay.
If someday we have an opportunity to show the other students, we will sit together and maybe comment.
Okay.
I have some question about future exercise, if it's not a problem. Can you tell me our inspiration for the next sketches is Italian theater, or maybe we can refer for something in previous lesson?
The exercises that I will send you will be first about the perspective.
Okay.
And the vanishing point. And second, on Italian stage. But when we say Italian stage, it is more or less the frontal view.
Okay.
Of the audience.
Okay.
So how it is a black box. It is a frontal view also. So we have to take care about the perspective.
Okay.
Well, it's not like the old time that they construct all the scenery with a different dimension. When we put in the depth of the stage, it was shorter and then bigger and bigger and bigger. No, we will not make like this, but we have to take care about where the people, the audience see the performance. If it is frontal, it's frontal. And if it's circle, we have to make, also the theater director must take care of this in order to put the actors somehow and the movements. You cannot, for example, the theater director cannot put an actor to say a monologue 2 pages and stay to the same position all the time, and half of the theater to have to see the back of the actor, and all the other to see normally in front of the actor and the face. No, she has to move the actor or actress in some way, so all the people to see something about this, and to have the sense of the monologue, of the emotions, and the whatever the actor express that time with a monologue.
Okay.
So it's the same for the stage designing.
Thank you.
Okay, Bojana. Okay, anybody else? Okay, let's finish this section, and I will make right now the exercise, and I will send it to you. I want to see you to the next meeting, and don't be shy when you want to make anything. Maybe it's not good. Never mind. We will discuss it, and I will send to you my comments about the stage designing, and not how beautiful is it.
Okay.
Have a good night.
May I ask something?
Yes, Sabano.
Mr. Kamtsis, as I know you record each session, and you upload it on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Are we able to watch, for example, the lighting class on YouTube or other classes?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can, but look, if you see the other classes partially, the first, the third, the second, you will not understand anything, or you will not take. But yes, I can send you the links of the other. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a nice night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.